Well, first up this evening, this is a battle in Tamil cinema that has been closely watched. One between two top Tamil stars, Nayanthara and Dhanush, and one that has Netflix right in the middle of it. The Madras High Court today dismissed a Netflix petition seeking dismissal of Dhanush's copyright suit against Netflix for use of a 3-second clip from the film Nanum Rowdythan, which he produced in 2015. The clip was used in the Netflix documentary Nayanthara Beyond the Fairy Tale. The documentary uses the clip from the film and several others to narrate her life story. Nayanthara and her husband, director Vignesh Shivam, met on the sets of the film, which was directed by Vignesh and produced by Dhanush. Dhanush had asked Netflix to take down the documentary, and Nayanthara, in social media posts, had accused him of an all-time low. Well, so does this define the new age copyright battles in Tamil cinema? Remember, often these are sorted behind the scenes. Rarely do two top stars slug it out in a court of law. Joining me this evening, noted film critic from Chennai, Lata Srinivasan, actor Sanjana Galrani, and advocate at the Apex Court, Ashutosh Srivastava. Thanks to all three of you for joining us this evening. Lata, first to you. It's not often that we see a tussle between two stars over copyright play out in a court of law. It is interesting and perhaps shares some deeper trends in Tamil cinema.
Good evening, Veera. You're absolutely right. You know, this is the first time I think in Indian cinema that we've seen two big stars openly, slug it out on social media, accusing Nayanthara, accusing Dhanush of, being fake and not real, and so on. As we saw in her letter. This is the first time that this has happened, but I think, there's more to the story than just a simple copyright issue. There are many reports in Tamil film industry which says that Nanum Rowdythan, during the making of the film itself, there was bad blood between the producer and Vignesh Shivan and Nayanthara, and that kind of festered over a period of time, which eventually led to this unfortunate incident. But this is not the first time that, copyright issues have come up. If you remember, Ministro Ilayaraja had also, raised this copyright issue as far as his music goes. So I think today the focus is more on, legal aspects of content and who owns what. And I think that has come into play to a very great extent, especially with this case.
Right, interesting that you point out, yes, there are strong legal aspects, but I want Sanjana Galrani to weigh in on what Lata possibly suspects, that this could be more than just a copyright battle. Is this a deeper relationship, personal battle that's playing out in the form of a copyright exchange?
You can see two superstars who have gigantic egos here. The size of the ego is larger or bigger than what we can even imagine or see through just our eyes. And the particular 3-second copyright, I think it's really unfair to drag it down the lane and have such a slug fight over the entire thing, because it's not even the clipping of the film. The 3 seconds are something where they're giggling, I think, behind the scenes. It's a BTS. It's not even a part of the official film. And Nayanthara actually waited for 2 years for a NOC, or 2.5 years, before the Netflix show on her could go live, just for her NOC. And she got the NOCs from the biggest of the people like Chiranjeevi sir or Shah Rukh Khan. Everybody sent her NOCs and a lot of love and affection for her Netflix series. But this is one thing which has definitely not gone the way it had to go. And we right now, everything looks like if Dhanush is somewhere winning the battle, because a plea by Netflix has been rejected to just quash the case. And now we have to still wait and watch that what will be the final outcome of this, because asking for a 10 crore ransom, really, for a 3-second behind the scene shot, which is there in the Netflix documentary, does that justify? It's really cruel kind of a plea which has been put out over there. And I feel really bad looking at this. Like, guys, come on, things can be sorted out. This is not the kind of energy you want to give your fans to, so that your fans, like Dhanush's fans and Nayanthara's fans, fight it in the court of law in front of everyone. And this is kind of a lot of negative energy is being generated and negative vibrations have been generated
Okay.
out of this case. And I feel really bad about it.
Negative vibrations have been generated, says Sanjana. Ashutosh, just weigh in here.
Yeah.
She says 10 crores for a 3-second clip, but is it the owner of the 3-second clip who decides the price? Is there a straightforward way to deal with this in a court of law? Is it a straightforward case, or does it bring about complex issues of content platforms in which they are used, which we are increasingly seeing in terms of a tussle for perhaps several other reasons, but for copyright primarily?
Yeah. See, first of all, the court has not yet decided the main petition. The copyright issue is still pending. Netflix has challenged the jurisdiction of the Madras High Court, that the court was not having jurisdiction to try this particular case. However, that particular petition has been rejected. So that means the court will hear the entire petition on merits. So nothing has been decided on merits of the case, and it will depend on various factors and also the Copyright Act, its provisions as to how the court reaches to a conclusion while deciding it to its finality. You know, the issues involved here would also be as to when, because she has acted in the film in 2015, for which this 3 seconds clip has created the issue here. So, you know, we have to see as to what was the arrangement between her and the producer. You know, that will also play a vital role, because she was also a part of the film at that time. So I think various factors will play the role here, and the court will have to decide. So far as this 10 crores issue is concerned, so it is the court to decide if there is any compensation also involved. First of all, is there any case which needs to be decreed by the court, or even if so, then what would be the compensation, if any? Because the series is yet to be released. It's not even released at the moment.
Right.
Yes.
Right. The final settlement will be left to the wisdom of the courts. But Lata, I just want to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is an interesting trend to me for two reasons. One is a lady superstar of Tamil cinema, which by itself is a concept that seems to be coming up and gaining traction over the last few years, especially around Nayanthara, taking on a powerful, strong face in Tamil cinema. One doesn't often see that, at least to my memory. You know, there have been subtle battles, but openly challenging and taking on, saying that, look, you know, this is about my life story and I need this 3 seconds clip. Do you see some kind of equations changing there about stars wanting to come out, irrespective of what people think, to reiterate what their point of view on certain issues are?
You know, to be fair, women actresses in the film industry do have a very difficult time, you know, climbing the ranks, right? And Nayanthara herself has not had it easy. She has also had her fair share of struggles, and you know, when relationships went south and those made headlines. So she's had a difficult career in that sense as well, where she's had to compromise. And when I say compromise, I mean in terms of, you know, where the heroes are bigger and therefore you bow down to them, and you know, actresses and the women in the films were not given meaty roles or even remuneration, you know, compensated on par with heroes. So at this point, you know, where she as a woman has become a superstar, where her films run on their own merit, you know, she doesn't need an A-list hero to pair with her for her films to succeed at the box office. That has made her very, very powerful in the film industry, and it's paved the way for other actresses. You know, she's shown the way for other actresses as well, that if you know, stick to your guns and if you follow your path and if you're able to, you know, work in good cinema, then you can become a star as big as the heroes, right? And I think her voicing out this issue publicly also shows that women now have a voice. You know, they can't just be doormats anymore. I think that's the important part.
Yes, that is an extremely important point. Sanjana, I just want you to give us an insider perspective in the film world. Is there a sense of deep divide? Because not many stars are coming out and speaking openly on this, including several co-stars from the film Nanum Raudidan. They don't want to get involved in this controversy. They don't want to take sides. Is there a deep sense of divide within the film industry on this issue? What are you hearing from the people within? Because you're the only one from the film industry here with us on this panel.
So the film industry is a place where, let me be very brutally blunt, where you just have friends with benefits. If you're working with a certain director, or if you're working with a certain producer or actor, during that film, you're so attached as friends. And once that film is gone, mostly all actors drift away, director drifts away, producer drifts away, because that journey is over.
Right.
They don't carry true friendship, real friendship, I stand by you, you stand by me policy for it doesn't exist in the industry anymore, as much as it doesn't exist in the real world as well. But when it comes to politics, I think, and when it comes to cinema, there's absolutely nobody who stands for anyone. You're here fighting your own journey every single day. And when it comes to women, it gets really more and more harder as you age.
Right.
Because you're always competing with women who are just 18 or 19-year-old and have a waistline which is just 24 inches, and then you're putting on weight as you're getting old, you're getting older with your screen age, and your challenges increase. And in this phase of her career, she's, I think, right now in the best phase of her career, because of course she's done a film with Shah Rukh Khan titled Jawan. For her to really tackle this particular issue, it's more of an ego issue. There's actually no meat in this particular issue for anybody to, talk about. But it's majorly a gigantic ego issue that, okay, I'm going to show you in the court. Okay, come on, you're showing me this in the court. I will win you. I will win it over, and I will show you who I am.
Very important point.
It's just a fight of the egos. That's it.
And also bringing out the sad realities, perhaps of society as well as cinema. But thanks very much. Thanks very much, Sanjana. I'm sorry we're completely out of time on this. Thanks very much, Sanjana, Lata, as well as Ashutosh for joining us this evening on this interesting battle that's playing out in the Madras High Court from Tamil cinema.